Hey y'all, it's Chris, also known as Retro Mortal, and I am currently in California. And I was like, yo, my next video, I'm gonna be recording it from California, so here I am. And it's been lit so far. My cousin's dog bit my foot, that's exciting. Had to go to the hospital. But yeah, good times. Anyway, so today, or in this video, I will be talking about forgiving others or forgiving your past, and I'm really excited. I don't know if anyone noticed, I look so cute. Wow, so I recorded that all the way back in April. It was like 2 months ago, but it felt like a while ago. But that was it was in April. I was in California, and I thought I was gonna have time to film the video there. I thought I would been had a video, but I guess not, but it's okay because we're here now. School's over. First year of college is done. Life is great right now. And I talked about how my cousin bit my foot. My foot is great now. It's all healed up. As you can see, I'm makeup free right now. I'm in the comfort of my home, so I'm like chilling. Yeah, so if you ever wondered what I look like without makeup, this is it. This is me. Oiled up. Well, body buttered up on my face. Natural vegan products on my face, whatever. We're going to start with I guess a question to ask yourself. What is forgiveness? Like, just think about it for a sec. Like, what is forgiveness to you? To me, I'll give my own definition, like quick definition. To me, forgiveness is understanding, accepting, and then moving on. The official definition of forgiveness would be the intentional and voluntary process by which a victim undergoes a change in feelings and attitude regarding an offense. Lets go of negative emotions such as vengefulness. That's the official Google, Wikipedia definition, whatever. Forgiveness is so powerful to me. It can mend things between you and yourself, or you and someone else, and it just gets you very far, and you can do a lot with forgiveness, in my opinion. What really happens before forgiveness? So before forgiveness, you're feeling like, well, after a certain incident has happened, you're just like you're not feeling the person. Like, you're hurt, you're suffering, but you're also wishing that hurt and suffering to that other person. And that's like such terrible thinking. You're just putting all the negativity like out there, and what you put out there is gonna come back to you. Before forgiveness, we don't want the person to feel good. Like, we just have a lot of resentment towards them, and you're just putting all that out there. You're just thinking all these thoughts, and where you want to think about, where is it really getting you? It's not really getting you anywhere. You're just really like stuck. Like, you're just in one place. And we see and perceive forgiveness as a challenge. It is a challenge. It's very hard to really forgive someone. It's difficult. And I know, like, I'm gonna share a personal story of like me having to forgive someone, and it took me a while. Like, it took me a long time. It took me a few months. It could take years for some people. It depends on the situation. It can be very tough. So that's what happens before forgiveness. A lot of questions that come up while you're in the process of that, forgiving. You're like, well, the person didn't apologize, so why should I forgive? When the person does not take a responsibility, we think that, okay, so no, I don't have to forgive them. Like, they don't care. Like, whatever, it doesn't matter. Fuck them, whatever. But it's not like that, and it shouldn't be like that. You gotta be the bigger person sometimes, and just be that example that, what, you're not saying anything to me, well, guess what, I'm just gonna go on and do what's best for myself and forgive you. Like, I don't have to say it to you directly, but if I'm doing it within myself, then you know what, that's fine. Because there's always gonna be people that don't take responsibility for what they do, for their actions. And, you know, it sucks, it's sad, but be the person that, you know, does take a step further and be like, I'm gonna forgive you for what you did to me because I'm hurting. You know, you don't want to talk, I'm gonna do it for myself. You know, it's important to realize that for yourself and put yourself first and how you feel first, even if that person doesn't care. You know, it's all about you. It's always you first, right? You don't want to stay stuck in your suffering just because that person isn't taking responsibility. Like, you are not that person. And I think a lot of people don't realize that, you know, that just because they aren't doing something does not mean you can't move forward in it. You know, a lot of people think forgiveness is like, they see it as this big bad thing and they're just so afraid of it, and it's hard for them, and it just makes them angry. Like, it's not fair, like, why should I? It's something that you need. Like, you don't see it directly, you don't feel it directly, but yourself, your spirit, your body, your mind, it needs, you know, forgiveness, because you're most likely holding on to a lot of anger and resentment that is not allowing you to move forward. And you need to, like, sit back and realize that, am I not able to move forward because of this situation? Like, am I not able to have this type of relationship with someone else because of the past? Like, you have to sit down and really be mindful and have awareness of what is going on within yourself. Why can I do these things? Like, just why? Like, just ask yourself questions. Why can I forgive this person? Why? Like, why is it so hard for me to do so? Forgiveness is not invalidating your feelings. You know, just because you forgive someone or yourself, mostly someone, is not saying you didn't feel what you felt and that it you know, it was just brushed off. Forgiveness is not saying you're okay, or you weren't saying you are okay, or you wasn't, or you weren't hurt with what happened. Forgiveness is not excusing the other person's behavior. A lot of people like to disguise forgiveness as those things, but what's important to remember is that forgiveness is not those things. It's you accepting, you know, understanding, accepting, and moving on. It's knowing that you understood, like, you know how you felt, you processed it, and it's time for you to move on and let go of that hurt and resentment. You know, we perceive forgiveness as making the situation insignificant rather than what it really is, which could be a relief, and it could be a lesson. You know, you're learning what you don't like, what you do like, what, you know, gets you rattled, what doesn't. And that's when I say that forgiveness is power, you know, because you learn a lot from it, and it feels good. And it really does. It feels amazing when you finally forgive someone. I'm gonna give some tips of how to forgive someone. You know, and you guys can look this up yourself, of course, if you want to get even more points. I'm just gonna give about 4. So, and I'm looking to the side because, you know, my notes is up here. So, how to forgive someone. Well, number 1, I would say to think about the incident that angered you. You know, it could be hard, could be something you don't like to think about, but that's really the first step in getting to the point of forgiveness. You need to acknowledge what happened and realize it did happen, the reality of it. Acknowledge the reality of it. You know, you accept it and accept how you felt, and accept the fact that there's nothing wrong with how you felt. We all feel things differently. We all react to things differently. 2, think about what you possibly learned from the incident. Like, how did you grow from it? Did you grow from it? Acknowledge that you survived it. You know, it could be a number of things. I know everyone who's watching, they're probably thinking about a certain situation or a few of them. and, you know, start to recover like a sense of power. So 3, think about the other person or the other persons or the situation, an incident. Like, most likely the person was trying to meet a need. I know in my situation, probably, but we'll get to that. The person was probably trying to meet a need, and just think about why that person went about meeting that need in such a hurtful way, that like they hurt you or they betrayed you. From there, you want to start building like this confidence, like, okay, I'm accepting the situation, I grew from it, I'm thinking about the person, like think about the context of why this possibly could have happened. Was it because of you? Was it because of them? Outside things, you know, just think about it as a whole. And from there, like I said, you want to start building a confidence and your, you know, your superpower, like your power, a sense of power. So now you can get to forgiving the situation, persons. You know, and what's really important for people to know is that forgiveness doesn't have to be direct. It doesn't have to be a face-to-face conversation. It has to be something you're willing to do. It has to be something, you know, within yourself first. First and foremost, something within yourself. You know, you have to feel that you have finally came to the point where you can forgive. And then you'll be like, should I do this with the person? Should I fix the relationship with this person? Even maybe you even have a relationship, but this is something that's been bothering you. You don't really speak about it. Or that relationship is just gone and maybe you want to fix it. You can have a face-to-face conversation. Or you can just, you know what, this person does not have any type of benefits to my life. So let me just keep that relationship, you know, finished. And let me just forgive within myself. And then I'll feel good, you know. How to forgive yourself, which, yeah, so how to forgive yourself. Number 1, maybe something you've done is out of like line with your morals or your values, and it kind of like threw you off and you don't really feel good about it. You know, from there you really want to establish what are your morals and your values. Like, what is something you know will bother you or something you know you won't bother you. From there you can kind of be like, okay, that was the past, which is my next point. The past is the past. And you could be like, all right, so I know how that makes me feel. Let me forgive, move on, and be like, all right, it doesn't have to happen again. Which, you know, the past is the past, like I said, which is number 2. And, you know, when you accept that, it leads to even like openness and more increased acceptance, which leads to like this emotional healing that we always look for, you know, in situations. Number 3, realize you did your best. Number 4, cut yourself some slack. A lot of us are very harsh on ourselves. Sometimes for valid reasons, sometimes for not, but we always need to remember that we are human. We have flaws, which can go into forgiving someone else as well, because we have to realize that we all have flaws and we all mess up and fuck up. But stress can really kill, and we gotta realize that we can only handle so much, and we don't need stress from ourselves. I'm sure we get it from other places, and you need to take care of yourself, of course. Number 5 is when you could begin moving towards forgiveness and self-love within yourself. I just want to say that if you're watching and you feel like, you know, if you're thinking about a certain situation, that, man, maybe I do need to forgive, or you're someone who feels that you possibly hurt someone, maybe you're thinking about a relationship you don't have anymore, like, maybe think, you know, I don't want to like blame anyone, but just think about, is that my fault? Should I apologize to them for something that happened? Should I move forward with being the bigger person? You know, it's hard. It's really hard to forgive. It's hard to apologize for things. And I think once we move, like when I apologize for something I know I did wrong, like it's hard, but it feels good, you know. And that's the same thing for forgiving. So whichever side you're on, you could be both. You could have hurt someone, you could have been hurt, you know. It's tough. I know, I realize it. I'm sure you realize it. It's a process. So now I'm going to talk about my personal situation. Now I'm going to talk about a situation that really hurt me, which really took me a while to forgive this person for what he did. I don't know, maybe you guys can relate to some parts of it, I don't know. But, so I was fresh out the hospital. So this was back in November of 2017. And I was very vulnerable. I was like in I don't even know what type of place I was in. Because I was like happy to be home, but I was also like, all right, like I've said this before, like I'm single, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, because I'm gonna do what I used to do, which is, you know, be with who I want to be, sleep with who I want to be, whatever. Obviously that's not something like I said to myself. I just like subconsciously was like, all right, whatever. So, and this one actually happened out of the blue with this person. I was going to a dick appointment in the Bronx. Ew, I know, right? But I had a friend of mine that lived not too far from there, and it was late. I was gonna go there late, so I was like, yo, like, can I pull up to your crib, whatever? Like, can I sleep there? Mad homeless and whatnot, like. But this is my friend, like, you know, I thought we were close, like, cool, whatever, and I didn't like see a problem with it. Well, like, with me asking. So I was like, yo, like, can I pull up, whatever, after, you know, my dick appointment. He was like, I'll let you know, like, I'll ask my mom, whatever. I was like, all right. So I went to the dick appointment, and like I found a place to stay just in case he didn't pull through. I was calling him because I was like hungry. And it was like midnight. He wasn't responding, so I was like, all right, whatever, I'm gonna just go to where I had to go. The next day, he was like, yo, my fault, like, I was out with the boys, whatever. And I was like, nah, it's cool. Like, I eventually found a place to stay, because the place I was gonna stay, like, it didn't work out. And then I was out till like 4 in the morning. Whatever, that's a whole other story. But I was like, it's fine. And then out of the blue, like, we was texting, me and this person, and he just, like, we just started talking mad dirty to each other, and I was like, wait. Because this is someone that, like, I used to have feelings for, like, in 2016. And, you know, but I lost those feelings. Like, we're cool, we're friends, whatever. Like, that's my bro. Thought was my bro. So I was like, is this really happening? Like, this is something I used to want. Like, whoa, what's going on? But it was happening. Like, the pics was being sent and news. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever, that's right, you know? So eventually, we planned to, like, meet up, you know. So I went back to the Bronx. I went to his crib. And I was mad because I like pulled up to the train station that, you know, was by his crib. And I'm calling, and he's not answering me. I'm like, I know this nigga's not sleeping. Like, I was so pissed. I was like, come on, like, I'm old. I live in Long Island, all right? And I didn't come from Long Island, but still, like, I was coming from Queens. But still, it's like a trip. And I was asking myself, I was like, what am I doing here? But, you know, super vulnerable at the time. Like, I was just, you know, I just wanted some fun. He didn't answer. I literally went to the other side to go back into the city. And then he was like, nah. Like, he called me, like, nah, I'm up. Like, my fault, blah, blah. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm gonna just go because it's right there. I'm already here. So I went. And he's like, oh, people at the crib, though. And I'm like, so what's happening? Like, you paying for me to go back because I already wasted a fare to come here. And he was like, nah, like, my neighbors is out, like, I'm watching the crib, whatever, let's go there. So I'm like, alright, fine. He brings me to his dusty ass basement, and I don't know if it's wrong of me to say, but I just felt like, because, you know, ladies of the night, sex workers, you know, usually they're not brought, depending what part, you know, they're working in, they're not brought to, like, these extravagant ass places. So, like, I felt like a lady of the night. Like, I felt like I was being used for sex, which I knew I was. I mean, I was kind of doing the same thing to him, but it didn't feel good. And I was upset because it was, like I said, this dusty basement, dirty fucking shit hole. And his neighbor, or whoever, I don't even know who that was. Some guy, his friend, kept coming to the basement. And I'm over here super embarrassed. Like, I had a bodysuit on. I had it unbuttoned, but I still had it on. And I don't have any pants on. And his friend keeps coming downstairs. I'm looking at him like, can you leave? And then he's like, oh, what is she looking at? I'm like, what do you mean she? Like, you can speak to me directly. I'm right here. I'm like, I'm looking at you because we trying to, you know, whatever. And you coming downstairs, like, that's mad rude. Like, you know, my friend, he's not saying anything. And I was like, wow, okay. We over here, mind you, we're not even on a bed. We're on a couch, some small, dirty ass couch. And I'm still over here, like, when I look back at it, I'm like, yo, why didn't you leave? Like, what are you doing? You know? And I was just, I should have left. I definitely should have left. And I always think about, like, why did I just stay there? I didn't feel good about it. Mind you, the sex was terrible. He came in like 3 seconds, which I'm just saying is because I got great pussy, but I don't know. It was just whack. And, you know, like, the way I'm talking about it, it just makes me, like, uncomfortable to talk about. What happened afterwards was, you know, I was, like, trying to reach out to him to talk about it, because I really saw this person as a close friend. I was there for him when he was over here crying to me on the phone about his ex, like, bawling over her, this, that, and the third. And I was always, like, people knew this. I was sending him, like, these encouragement quotes, like, every fucking day. Every time I woke up, the first person I texted was him. Like, here you go. Like, I hope you feel good. Like, have a good day, whatever. Always on the phone or, you know, whatever, texting. And I just make sure, like, he's good. Like, that's just the person who I am. Generally, and people know this, like, I just have a big heart. Like, that's just me. So what happened next, like, really got me upset because he just completely cut me off. And I'm like, coming from the one that was like, oh, we're still gonna be friends after this, which I knew was a lie, because guys are weird and they're stupid, and that's how it works for them. So he completely cut me off, and I'm like, okay. And I texted him, like, can we talk about what happened? Mind you, I'm already back in school. I'm back in North Carolina. But I was like, we need to talk about what happened, because I don't feel good about it. You did not make me feel good about it. Like, I felt used. I felt disgusted with myself, with you, because, like, when I was there, like, he basically kicked me out. I was there for, like, less than 30 minutes. He was like, all right, you gotta go. And I'm like, bro, are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god. Oh my god. But, that happened. And he just, like, he took me off of Instagram, took me off of Snapchat, and I'm over here like, oh, okay, so you know you fucked up, because there would be no other reason for you to take me off of social media. And I was just like, why? Like, what are you doing? Like, I did absolutely nothing to you. It's just because you know you fucked up. Like, you know, I didn't do anything. So a close friend of mine, my bro, whatever, he's like, that's his best friend. And we were at a retreat, a campus retreat. This is someone I know through church, mind you, okay? This person I'm talking about. The situation that happened, like, when I went to the house, whatever, the basement. This was in November. So right now we're in March at the retreat. And between these months is when he was, like, cutting me off. He wasn't speaking to me. I was, like, I remember I FaceTimed him at some point or called him. He didn't respond. And he was, like, clearly awake. And I was like, okay. So between those months is like I would talk about it with people. Every time I spoke about it, I would just get so mad, like super pissed that I would just be fuming. Like I can't even talk about it. I can't even talk about how someone that I considered a friend, like a bro, like a brother, just do me like that. And I would just get so mad every time I spoke about it. And I didn't know what to do. Like I reached out to him already, so I wasn't gonna keep doing that. I'm not gonna be begging for a conversation with him. So come March, like my bro already knew about it. His best friend. So, we were just talking about it again. And I was like, I think I should tell this girl, which is someone that he considers like a sister, someone he's close to, and I was like friends with. So I was like, I'm gonna tell her. I don't know if she can do something about it because this person is someone who I see as lost. He was honestly such a great guy. Like he was really nice. He was sweet. He was cool, and he was really like fuck boy. Disgusting. You see it on social media. You see how he acts is like complete opposite of who he used to be. And I know she sees it. We all see it. And it's sad. It's sad how lost he is, in my opinion, and we all agree. So I told her, and we spoke about it. I was like crying, whatever. And after I spoke to her, she definitely told me some things that made me feel better about it. And after that retreat, I found it in myself to forgive him because I saw how angry the situation was making me, and it wasn't benefiting me, and it was something that would really, like, randomly I would think about it and I would just get like so mad. So I like moved on from it. I found it in myself to be like, you know what, I can't do anything to help this person. I have tried to reach out, others have reached out. It's not my fault. I didn't do anything wrong. And I was just, mad at him. But I realized that, like I said, he wanted to meet a need. He wanted to be seen, portrayed as, he wants to be portrayed as like this fuckboy, whatever. So I'm like, I'm not gonna associate myself with what he wants to do because it's not my fault. I didn't do anything wrong. And I was like, you know what? I'm not angry anymore. I was just over it. And I was like, you know what? I wish him all the best. I know one day we're going to have a conversation. Like, there's just going to be one day we're going to be, like, in the same room. Because, he goes to church. I don't even know if he still goes anymore. But there's events, where I feel like we're going to find ourselves in the same room. So one day that's gonna happen. The day it does, I'm gonna be so chill. I'm gonna be like, you know what, this is how I felt about it. He thinks that I like him. I do not. He thinks I'm acting, like I was trying to reach out because I liked him. I didn't. I fucked you, you fucked me. I fucked him because I didn't even nut. Okay, I didn't get nothing. And that was it. That was it for me and for you too. But the way you went about it, the way how you just didn't like care about it, like you didn't care about me, like something, I just thought I would be treated better, Maybe that sounds dumb to y'all, I don't know, but this is a situation that really hurt me. I didn't feel good about it, like I really didn't, but I did forgive him. Sometimes it does get me a little angry, but like right now I'm good, like I can speak about it. And it was hard to like get to the point of forgiveness for him for that situation. But I got there, especially when it's something like sexually, because that could be something that's very vulnerable, like hard for people. But I was able to get to that point, and I'm very proud of myself. And I wish the best for him. That's the point of moving forward. Like you can only just wish the best for him, and I hope all is good for him. I really pray for him. I still love him. Like that's my. As a friend, because he wants to think that I love him, like I'm like in love with him and stuff. Like no, like you wish. But I got mad love for him even after what he did, and I can't do nothing but hope he gets to a better place. So to close, just a few reminders. Forgiveness is a way, definitely a huge way, to live your best life. and to just, I don't know, to just be happy, I guess. And I find it in myself. I don't have trouble forgiving now. Like, I don't. I'm quick to be like, okay, let me sit back and, really see what's going on. And it's important to find the will to forgive. I don't want people to be watching this and be like, oh shit, I need to forgive, like now. Like everybody, like, oh shit, whatever, like in a frantic, whatever. Like, no. Don't force yourself to forgive. It takes time. It's a process, It can take a while, and it's okay. As long as you're working on it, like, that's good. Like, you're moving forward. I just want people to remember that. Something I want to do is wish pure love and soft peace to the ones that have been unkind to you, and just move forward. And forgive. And I promise you, you will feel great afterwards. You want to live your best life. This is the forgiveness element. It's important. I hope you have a good day, a good life. These are ways to really live your best life. Please listen to them. I know there are people who are, actually listening to what I'm saying and watching. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate the feedback. I'm just so, like, every time people text me about it or, like, hit me up, I'm like, you're really watching my videos? Like, that's so nice. This is Retro, which I'm going by now, even though my YouTube channel says my full name on it. Not my full name, actually, but Retro is what I go by. So I've been introducing myself as, and I will keep it that way. So this is Retro. This is the Living Your Best Life series, and this was the forgiveness element. I hope you guys enjoyed. And I believe we will be talking about vulnerability next, which, yes, is very difficult. But stay tuned. Peace, love, happiness. Enjoy. I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and I hope you took notes. I hope you got something from it. Please share, comment, like, share with your friends, whatever. I love and I really appreciate the people who have been posting it, like, on their social media. That means a lot to me. So just keep doing that. I see you. Okay? I can't do that. Okay. No. Ooh, wait. Okay. Oh, shit. Don't tell me nothing, boy. Alright, so yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for the next one. Also known as Retro Mortal. Gang in this bitch. Coming to you from Cali.